my bitch got a drum attached. If you really push the work, show me where the drugs at. If you really run a block, show me where your thugs at. Boy, you ain't a shooter, better show me where your guns at. Face mask on so they don't recognize the face tats. Pesky G face, bring the problems where you stay at. Fuck on Raider, look that Mark, he a J-Cat. King Lil G, he a bitch, man, that's straight facts. Ain't no bozos in my hood, I could bang that. Hit the county GP, that's the main line. Bitch, I'm always on go when it's game time. LeBron James on the block, I got hang time. I'll squabble Lil G and drummer at the same time. And criminal, you a bitch, you ain't done time. The double last won't rock no little ponytails. All facts, I ain't never told no fairy tales.
What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I'm very humbled and I thank you guys. Gracias. Now, Swifty Blue, right? Wow. For a while, Swifty was out the way. For those of you guys that don't know who Swifty Blue is, he had a push about a year and a half ago, man. A southern rapper from Southern California, from the city of Paramount, East Side, Paramount, the other side, right? Or what is it? The South Side, not the other side. However he said it, he filled it up with unleaded, and he definitely had a lot to say, sometimes too much. And I think he let social media wreck his career and bring him down. But Swifty has always been on the cusp of greatness, always been on the cusp of making something happen. But I think his talking and a lot of the things, the moves he was making, got him ostracized, right? Got him backed up away from his record label, his gente, his people, and quite possibly even got him in a wreck, man, that he might not be able to dig himself out of. Now, you got to understand, you need to, as a rapper, especially a rapper from Southern California or Northern California of Mexican descent, Chicano or brown period. If you're really in the streets like that, if you're really part of something, of movement bigger than rap music, what you have to understand is you need to separate, the gang, that aspect, that life from, of course, rap. Because rap music, you could say a lot of this and a lot of that. At the end of the day, you're just playing a character. You're going to see what's really going on when you get behind the walls. Because like I always say, the inside controls the outside, right? The inside is where it counts. So you could be that big badass. You could be rapping about making moves, busting knocks, doing everything you're doing. And then you find yourself incarcerated. And guess what happens? You have to answer. You have to pay the piper. Somebody is not impressed with everything you've been talking about in your raps. Now, when it comes to Swifty, he was making a lot of enemigas. He was getting into a lot of beefs. And when you're a Chicano rapper compared to, say, a black rapper, we've seen beef in the black community, banging on wax. We've seen No Vaseline from Ice Cube, Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. And in most instances, when it comes to the brothers, man, they keep their shit correct and keep their shit on wax. They keep it to a CD and a single. They go back and forth. Later on down the line, you see them on tour together. That's just the way it is. Not only does it bring in views, not only does it bring in revenue, but the little beef sometimes can reinvigorate your career. It could, you could be floundering and failing, and then all of a sudden you're that one again. Just because that one beef, man, people love drama, and it was enough to stir controversy, and now everybody wants to pull up to your concert to see what you're going to say about the next man. Well, when it comes to Mexicans or Chicanos in the rap game, there's a fine line between love and hate. There's a fine line between reality and gangbanging, because that's what most of these rappers talk about, and rap, okay? And everything you say and everything you do will be held against you when you're incarcerated. So, the other day, or it was a few months back, man, we had heard that Swifty Blue got taxed and got smashed in the L.A.County jail. And I remember there was a lot of back and forth. I think it was the Fool Community or one of those podcasts that actually dropped the breaking news on it and said that he had got smashed out, even scraped and stabbed in the L.A.County jail. I think this was around November or December when this was supposedly have had to happen. And then there was a lot of people saying, no, it didn't happen. He's all right. He just got checked. Whatever, right? We knew as consumers of his music that prior, to that, he had had beef with King Little G and several other individuals where he was making some bad moves. He was running up on people in the streets, trying to check them, talking about people had to check into him. He was the face of LA at that time. This time it's Lefty Gunplay. Last time it was Swifty Blue. And he was just getting a little too big for his britches, a little too big for his Ben Davises. He was out there doing a whole lot of shit that anyone from the outside looking in could see there was going to be some serious repercussions and consequences, and bad shit was going to happen. So when we heard that he got stabbed and scraped in the L.A.County jail, I don't think very many people were surprised. It was the talk of the town. He was getting that 15 minutes of fame just based off of that. But there was a lot of people that were concerned with his safety and his security. And then there was a lot of people that were like, good. I remember I did a couple spills about Swifty, man, because he was getting himself in a wreck. And people were like, good, get rid of him. He's got to go. He's too much. Now, I understand some people might rub you the right way, the right or the wrong way. This ain't a Johnny Gill song, though. You have to understand at the end of the day, it's real life. That young man might not be gamed up, glitchad up, or educated enough to understand exactly how real it can get. But I'm sure if that really did happen, which now it's being reported by the LA Times, that it actually did take place. That's a syndicated newspaper. That's a big time newspaper saying that actually and factually he did get scraped into L.A.County jail. Now, I don't know if they're just getting the news months later or they've done their proper research and their due diligence and they understand that, yes, it did happen. Now, what happens behind them walls is usually behind the wall business. Okay, if he owes and pays the piper because of things that he said or done, that usually stays within them walls, man. And those that need to know about his situation will know about his situation. But I'm here to give you a little game right here, some knowledge you can't get in college. If that's the case, if Swifty Blue did get locked up in the L.A. County jail and did get a checking, well, that's just a simple checking. I've been on yards where other Southerners were checked by their own gente for an infraction, whatever they did. See, when it came to the Norteño cause and the Southsider cause, it was two different types of DP. With the Norteños, you were usually one and done. If you fucked up and it was that serious where people felt they had to put hands on you, you were going to get cut and gurneyed out. That's it. That's what was going to happen. There was other ways to discipline soldados, enlighten them by educating them with an essay, letting them learn exactly, giving them a topic to expand their mind. That was a form of education so that way they knew where they fucked up, where they went wrong. Also, another thing was, to break down the body with the workout. When you're sitting there and you're all by yourself and you're busting down and you're really putting in that work and you're doing several thousands, 22 count burpees. And believe there will always be a soldado right there with you working out, man. No homeboys are going to leave you alone. That right there woke your spirit up. It got that burning spirit burning again. Do you understand? So there was different ways for the Norteños to handle their business while incarcerated. When it came to the southern side, they had different ways of discipline as well. One of them being you can get scraped on that yard pretty quick. And then you were able to be put on frontline status, handle your pegada or whatever you had to do. And then you were good again in the hood again. Now, there's always going to be the soldados that would look at this vato like, man, this is a fuck up, bro. Damn, he's messing it up for everyone else. He's making the gente look bad, right? But that's just part of the game. That's the way the foundation is laid. The demo has been set. And that's the way that certain groups conduct their business. Ain't nothing wrong with it. When it comes to the Mexicans, while incarcerated or even out on the streets, man, they hold their people fucking very accountable. Okay, so if Swifty was held accountable and got checked in county, then he had that coming for whatever reason. Okay, now a lot of us know exactly the reason he had that coming, but it's not for the streets. It's not for the internet. He had it coming because he had it coming, and that's it. But there's a lot of people that are saying he is now in bad standings, meaning he is looked upon and that there is a green light on him, put on him by a certain organization. Now, that's none of my business. I don't know if that's truth. I don't know if that's false. But I know a lot of these rappers that don't like Swifty Blue or even some of his camaradas that were his homies at one point in time, we're going to get to that, are making light of it, laughing at him and making fun of him. I've been through that before, Esse. I know what that is, right? Your same homeboy that'll be busting a spread with you 2 days before is going to be the same one on the yard laughing at you while they're whacking you. Or the one whacking you and then laugh at you later. It just works out that way because they feel like because you're no longer in the greatest of standings, you are no longer their homeboy. Everything you've done for them prior to that point, all the picking them up in the county jails or the prisons, sending them packages, putting money on their books, hooking them up with your fat chick, all that doesn't count no more because somebody that they don't even know said you're not good no more, so you're not good no more. And because they don't want to be caught up in your mix and they don't want to have repercussions for their actions, they're going to distance themselves from you. And that's cool. I understand if vatos want to distance themselves from you because they don't want to get caught up in your pleito because you ran your neck and you fucked up, that's fine, right? But when you got vatos, man, that you did a lot for, and then all of a sudden they're making fun of you or conning you, that could be very hurtful. So what happened was, whether that pegada happened, that move happened on Swifty Blue and he was removed out of the L.A.County jail and he is no longer in good standings, then that's just what it is. Now, there's been a lot of people that say, oh, he's scared, he moved out of state, he can't wiggle in his own neighborhood, he can't go to the L.A.County jail and function. And man, hey, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes when you're young, you're dumb, and you're full of cum. No diddy. You need to understand that everything, every action, every move you make, there's going to be consequences. And I'm sure Swifty understands that now. Now, what gets me about Swifty Blue is that he continues to be hard on the exterior. You know, to try to act like he's still functioning or he's still that one. And there has to be a time when you have to look at yourself as a man in the mirror and realize it's over, homie. The party's over. Take your ball and go home. Make like a tree and leave, Biff Tannen. You gotta go. It's over. You're no longer encompassed into the reindeer games. They no longer want to play with you, Al Boo Boo. It's over. Bye-bye. Okay, so Swifty Blue decided the other day he was going to bite back. He was going to fight back. He was going to diss everybody. He was going to go in. Every Southern California rapper that's popping, every Southern California rapper that he has had beef with or that he has had some type of conflict, he was going to get on a song with a guy named G-Face and just go in. Now, here's the background on that. You know, about a year and a half ago, a picture surfaces or a video surfaces of Swifty Blue acting all high-powered. This one, I guess he was still in good standings. He was acting all high-powered, and he had a guy named G-Face. Now, up until that point, not a lot of people knew who this guy G-Face was. He was an up-and-coming rapper from the LA area, from Armenian Power, I guess. Wait up, White Fence, I get. Wait up, he was from a whole bunch of different places, allegedly, right? But he was allegedly a rapper. And they did a video together, and people pinpointed onto this guy, and then a lot of things started to fly about him because people do background checks and said he had fucking told on a co-defendant, he had did this, he had did that, he had been a hood hopper, and just so many people started to compile all kinds of attitude his way. Now, since then, he's been on several podcasts, No Jumper, and saying a lot of disrespectful things about Norteños or his own gente or different people, and thrown money around and driven in Lamborghinis and ashed out cigarettes on dashboards, and he's just done a lot, okay? And some people love him and some people hate him. A while back, he was into this big beef with Bozo, another Southern California rapper, where he dropped some pretty damaging audio, proclaiming it to be Bozo with some weird shit. Of course, that got cleaned up and it was figured out to be a cut and paste AI, video that he put out. Again, this guy's G-Face went on No Jumper claiming that he pulled up at Milk 74's door, making Milk 74 take down videos and all that. That was proven to be untrue as well. And again, he goes on No Jumper, man, and gets jammed up right there live TV by Wacked 100 about his paperwork and started to fucking do the federal combustion. And I've never seen someone smoke a whole pack of Camel non-filters faster than that guy did. You could only tell by body language he had something to hide or he was very nervous at the situation. And I could tell you right now, if I'm sitting right there and Wacked 100 jams me up on anything, I'm not nervous. He is. That's just the way it is. On power. But whatever the case may be, man, I don't know anything to be true when it concerning paperwork or nothing on this guy. So I'm not going to throw him under the bus like that. I'm just going to say he had a lot to say about Swifty Blue. I guess they had a falling out and he was woofing that high power shit. He called him a sucker, a punk, a clown, and just disrespected him to the fullest. Now, I understand about having situationships when you're arguing with your homeboys and it's not all good in the hood, and then coming back from the dead, basically, realizing that you guys were both in the wrong and letting it go and it's all good again. That's what real motherfuckers do. They have a conversation and they put the bullshit to the side. But in this case, he took it to the internet and pretty much clowned on Swifty. So anyways, fast forward to just the other day, Swifty decides, because all these people are woofing on his name, that he's going to make this video. Now, if you look at that video, G-Face, who was just woofing on Swifty not even 2 weeks ago on No Jumper, is definitely involved in that video. Now, if they came back together like butt cheeks, and decided, man, to put their shit to the side, and it was all good because they had mutual enemies. I understand that, but at the same time, it basically shows a flaw in the character. Someone that was woofing so much on you, so high powered and going all out. It shows that he really ain't about that smoke or that action. Then it shows that Swifty has a big heart, or he just likes hanging around with guys that make fun of him. Either way, this is what happens. Now he's going in on every Southern California rapper, and best believe they're going to feel some type of way. I advise this. If you're in bad standings, if you're no longer in the clica, if you're no longer involved, at a higher level with your gente, the best thing to do is to float on, to get away from the bullshit, to stop woofing on your people and respect what you were once part of, because you understand that not doing that can cause more disrespect to take place, and people are going to feel some type of way. Now, I wanted to do a video on this the other day, but I really didn't involve myself, but I'm going to speak on it just a little bit. Chito Ranas, the last time he got out, not this time when he got out with like a big body, but when he got out last time sucked up, and you could tell he was going through some shit. He had lost a brother while he was incarcerated in the city of San Jose. He had lost, time. He felt when he got out that a lot of people had turned their back on him, and a lot of people didn't look out for him while he was incarcerated. Welcome to the club, Holmes. This ain't the Billionaire Boys Club. This is the fucking go home because you can't play with your toys club. I've been there where homeboys don't send you nothing. In all my 19 years incarcerated, the most I've ever got from a homeboy was $10. I know how it feels. But the struggle is yours. You do the crime, you do the time. You can't expect your homeboys to look out for you. It's not the way the game works. You're going to hear a lot of rah-rah shit. Hey, we got your back to the fullest. I'll die for you, homie. Then you're going to get locked up and you're going to be wondering why on Canteen you're fucking eating toothpaste. And lucky if you have that, right? Homies ain't going to look out. They're not going to do that. They're just going to try to go kick it with your old lady and wiggle. That's part of the game, man. Just like going on the yard and handling your business, being caught up in guerra, being dictated by another man. It's all part of the game. You know what you signed up for, and if you don't, you're going to find out quite quickly, right? So him being locked up, he went through some hardships and some struggle. Like I said, welcome to the club. I've been there. But when he got out, there was one guy that was there for him, and that was Swifty Blue. He picked him up at the gate. He made sure he put money on his books. He made sure that this guy, he had dudes that fucking ran up on him, man, and make sure that he was comfortable in there. He did a lot for him. Now, albeit that man might not be in the best of standings, that man might have a lot of enemies and a lot of shit going on that you don't want to be involved in. But how can you sit there and disrespect that man that did so much for you? That shows right there a flaw in the character. Either the I don't give a fuck attitude, or they're trying to be cool and show off to everyone else attitude. So you'll throw your own fucking, the only one that was there for you under the bus. When this guy literally had tears in his eyes on podcasts, how he was crashing out because nobody else was looking out for him, Swifty did. So now I hear Chito Ranas disrespecting Swifty constantly. That hurts my heart for him, because I see that, and I did a video a year back where I talked about Swifty was the only solid one in that situation, looked out for him. And now a year later, man, it's all bad, right? It's all bad. So trip out on this. Swifty comes out with that song and he's disrespecting everyone. And of course he has G-Face in the video. It's his new best friend again, I guess. I believe that video was uncalled for. I believe he's digging his hole deeper. I believe he's crashing out slowly but surely. He's trying to act like he's the toughest guy, in the tool shed. Like he's harder than a fucking flux capacitor, right? But great Scots, they're going to knock your ass back to the future. The more you keep playing with people's names and disrespecting, I understand that it sells and it gets you views, and drama sells and it makes you money, and it gets you that bag. But guess what, bro? I think you can go without that awful lot of cough syrup sweatshirt, right? It's not that serious. I think that this situation is going to go above and beyond Swifty, and he needs to understand that if he's already been fucking sliced up once, stabbed up once, there's plenty of more of that in his future. A lot of these guys that he's disrespecting, albeit they're disrespecting him. You got the guy from the Trash Bag Boys, and of course Chito, and King Little G. I don't know why he brought up King Little G. That shit's been over. King's doing his own thing. And he brings up Drumma Boy, a great rapper, and several others. And I think he's just using these for clout purposes. Let's be honest with you. But what I've been noticing lately, man, and this is just my perspective as a hip-hop head, as someone who likes rap music, no matter where you're from, Messi, right? Man, Southern California right now, their rappers are all over the place. There's a lot of beef. There's a lot of internal strife right there, man. And there's going to be individuals that get tired of seeing their gente run around disrespecting and arguing with each other. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look good, man. You know, you got the incident going on with Lefty Gunplay. I dropped a video on it yesterday. And of course, the Northern California rapper, that Sanjo Lazy Boy, they got some beef going on. Where it started, no one knows. We're thinking Adam Puppet mastered that shit. And now you got Chito Ranas and King Little G and Swifty Blue and Drummer Boy and several other rappers. G-Face, I don't know why he sticks his fucking nose in the business trying to smell ass cheeks, right? And then, of course, you got Bozo, who, of course, came out and just laughed at Swifty and basically said, whether you call it dry snitching or not, he basically said, Swifty, you're not good anymore, bro. There's a green light on you. You're in bad standings. Again, that's their business, man. You know, but it's time to separate the rap from the trap, because at the end of the day, man, Vatos will come at your headpiece and get you. So let me know what you think. With all this bullshit and drama going on, I like good music, man. And I believe all these guys are talented. I believe they got that smooth fucking flow. But right now it's heating up in the streets of LA. It's heating up in Southern California with all these Chicano rappers going at it. Nobody's happy for the next man getting a bag. There's so much internal conflict. It's crazy. And now it's becoming real. If Vatos are literally going into the county jail and getting scraped and stabbed and green lights put on them and shit like that, bro, that's dangerous. It's only a matter of time before we're fucking making content about a body. And that situation right there is never good for anyone. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's just whatever? Or do you think, for reals, at the end of the day, man, this shit can get serious? I hope it doesn't. But the way it's leaning, man, it doesn't look cool. So with that being said, I'll touch you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, the strive, the struggle. I got part 5, Super Norteño. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's my super primo, man. He's faster than a speeding bullet. Give him a pedazo, yeah, he'll pull it. Wes Watson style. You already know what it is, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, man. Swifty Blue's in trouble. G-Face over there. Hey, man, we're fucking off money. You're fucking off your career. Bang, bang.